Kalburgi is the hometown of Kharges. In fact, this is where Mallikarjun Kharge, the Congress president, contested from several times. Last time in 2019, he was defeated by his protege who contested from BJP and won. This time around, he is not contesting, but his son-in-law, Radhakrishna, is the Congress candidate. I'm going to be in conversation with Priyank Kharge, who is Mallikarjun Kharge's son, a Congress leader and a minister in the Karnataka cabinet. We'll be posing to him questions of national importance and also about his own government's performance here in Karnataka. What gives you the confidence that, most of your leaders are saying 14, 15, 17 seats? I'm not going to get into the number game. But what gives you the confidence? Because traditionally Karnataka has voted differently in assembly elections, but when it comes to national elections, they tend to go with the BJP.
True, if you actually see the last couple of decades, they voted differently.
Yeah.
But this time I think there's a very strong undercurrent against the central government, number one. Number two, they have not delivered anything in the last decade. So they've been just hearing rhetorics like Modi Sarkar, बहुत हो गई महंगाई की पार, अब की बार Modi Sarkar, बहुत हो गए नारी पे अत्याचार, अब की बार Modi Sarkar. Nothing has changed. Yeah. And now also, without delivering anything, they're saying अब की बार 400 पार. On what basis? They have promised smart cities. They promised doubling of farmers' income. They promised pakka houses. They promised Ganga Jal in every house. They promised the 15 lakhs that they will get back. They promised to root out corruption. But nothing has happened in the decade. So people are tired of this rhetoric. People see through this. The economic conditions of people are just worsening. The economic inequality is increasing. There is increase in poverty. There is increase in unemployment. And there's a huge undercurrent amongst the SC, STs backward and also the economically backward upper sections on the subversion of constitution. So all these things factored in along with the delivery of the state government. So they haven't delivered anything in 10 years, whereas in less than 10 months we have delivered on all fronts. The 5 guarantees which they thought that we will not be able to deliver. If you actually go and to the grassroots level and see, you will see a lot of people swearing by the government of Karnataka's performance.
I agree, but there are still people who are saying that it's not reached at least one or two of the 5 guarantees. There are loopholes.
See, there will be, any government delivery service or a citizen service, there will be issues. We are saying that people doubted us. We have delivered close to 99% of it. Okay. That you go to any village and ask, probably there might be some probably a 1% or 0.5% of them saying that, okay, my KYC is not matching, or my documents are not in place. But it's not that the government has not reached anyone. They have. And I think the 5 guarantees have ensured that there is economic stability within the families. People are able to give proper education to their children. People are able to send tuitions for their children. They're able to eat healthy, more nutritious food than before. They're able to pay their EMIs on time. So basically, we have all these 5 guarantees, whether it's the Grah Lakshmi, Grah Jyoti, the Shakti Yojana, the Annabhagya Yojana, where the monthly they're saving close to around 8 to 10,000 rupees. Yeah. This adds a lot of value to small households.
Yes.
So this bringing in this stability, economic stability that they're getting is something that is going to work for us.
But on the issue of welfare measures, in Tamil Nadu, for example, the DMK has very successfully made it a conversation with the people, which has not been done in Karnataka. Did the Congress start on this too late? Because even the language, right, using words like freebies or revidi, which in a sense belittles welfare schemes. Do you think the Congress could have done more to make people understand it's their right?
See, that is the revidi or the freebies thing is depends on which side of the fence you're sitting. And when the Prime Minister does it, it's masterstroke. But when other opposition parties do, it's revidi. So why is the Garib Kalyan Yojana still there? If we are having the golden era of economic prosperity of the nation, why are all those things still there? Why does PM still come up and say about Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana, Kisan Samman Yojana. Why does he come and thump his chest and talk about I'm giving you free ration? That is not remedy. Well, here at least what we are trying to do is we are trying to get in the financial stability for a household, which helps people a lot. And talking about narratives that Tamil Nadu has done, we are a work in progress. It's a new government. If you actually see what we have done in the last 10 months, every minister has done close to around 3 Janaspandana Karikrams, where we are listening to Jan Ki Baat, not Man Ki Baat. Oh, every district in charge minister has done it a minimum 3 times. The CM has done it twice. We have opened up the doors of the Vidhan Sabha for the common people. In the Vidhan Sabha, we have had Janaspandana Karikrama, public grievance redressal. So it's just 10 months. Just wait for a couple of years and you'll see a sea change in our approach to citizens.
What do you make out of the Prime Minister's speech, especially the ones in Karnataka?
Desperate. After the first phase of polling, I think he's on shaky wicket. He seems to have lost ground, and the RSS seems to have instructed him like, भाई साहब लगता है आपकी गाड़ी चलने वाली नहीं है, तो इसलिए आप जो हमारा मंत्र है वो पकड़ लो, which is again Hindu-Muslim divide, fake news, misinformation, rhetoric over substance. So I think the PM is making his last-ditch effort to at least get his core vote bank together, saying that yes, I am still the Hindu Hriday Samrat. Don't worry, I am going to protect you. Whereas people want to move away and they want to talk about things that will help them in their daily lives. Unemployment, price rise, economic inequality. These are the things people want a solution to.
You spoke of misinformation. One thing that BJP has been talking about is inheritance tax, which is not there in the Congress manifesto, and wealth redistribution. Now, I know that you've been saying that you've not spoken about it, but why aren't you speaking about it? Because it's a great tool to address the economic inequality that you spoke of.
We have very clearly on every dais, whether it's Mr. Rahul Gandhi, whether it's Mr. Kharge or any of our leaders have been speaking about economic inequality. We are talking about the wealth of the people should be with the people, because it's going to come back to the government. Yes, so when we are empowering people to spend, where is it going? The wealth is coming back in one form or the other back to the government. The difference between what BJP wants to do and we want to do is we want the people's money to be in people's hand, so that they spend, they get their financial stability, they get their act together, so that there is a strong and a stable economic society. We want to ensure that the people at the bottom of the pyramid are back on top, and ensuring that they lead a very economically and socially comfortable life. Whereas BJP wants to empower the rich. The rich are becoming richer, the poor are becoming more poor. You have read the Oxfam reports. I don't need to tell the statistics. About 40% of the wealth is in the hands of 1%. And we just want more people to have more money to spend. We are not, can we actually go ahead and confiscate your property and redistribute that thing? It's unconstitutional.
How are you communicating that? How are you on ground countering these narratives?
I mean, they can only be countered when all of us go and explain these things to the people. But you look at the narrative has fallen flat of the BJP.
Has it?
I think so. Definitely, I think so. People are not willing to listen. People are saying like, look, you promised us 5 guarantees, you have delivered. These people promised us 15 lakhs, now they're coming to our Mangal Sutras.
Yeah.
So they're not falling for it, because traditionally for the last decade they're just being fed with lies. Their children are the ones who are going out and doing the BJP's dirty work, the RSS dirty work. They're unemployed. We need to get them back into the workforce, and that's what we are trying to do. Whether it's economic equality, providing skills, providing jobs, getting in investments, we are very clear with our agenda.
It's a good time to talk about the fact-checking unit that has finally come in place. Tell us how that will function.
Well, it's functioning in a very, how do I put it, a frugal ecosystem right now. There have been fact checks that I have done, and they have helped us a little bit. And based on that, our legal team has taken up a lot of cases. So if you see your the Hanuman Chalisa case, it did not flare up as BJP expected it. Ms. Shobha Karandlaje's banter about Hindutva and Pakistan, that did not flare up much. So we are trying to debunk as much as possible, and more importantly, we are also taking the legal backing. So if you have watched the complaints that we have lodged closely, a lot of pro BJP and pro Hindutva Facebook, social media sites have got FIRs registered on them. They have tried to go for bail. We have ensured that we have ensured that legally we have tied them up. Some of them have been even are on the verge of being arrested.
Right.
So we are doing everything legally within our limit, both the Congress party as well as the government. So right now, since the model code of conduct is there, I have very little interaction with the fact-checking unit.
But there's also a fear that, if the government gets into the business of prosecution, freedom of press, freedom of expression would get impacted.
We had offered the entire fraternity to be a part of it.
Right.
So we are open if tomorrow News Laundry, News Minute wants to be a part of this and help us fact check. We are open for that. So you be a part of that approval committee, which is going to say what is right and wrong. Only based on, and I'm not creating any new law, am I? I'm not creating any new policy. You're only merely stating that this statement is false or true. If it is false, is it inciting or breaking any other, is inciting any communal discontentment, or is it breaking any law? And if it is, there are IPC sections for it. It's not what I have made, it's not what the fact-checking unit has made. There are laws of the land. And the legal team vets it, whether it falls in that category. And if it does, we will duly forward it to the Home Department for action. So where does the question of terrorizing or curbing the press come in? In fact, I urge anybody who's interested in saving the democracy should be part of this.
Speaking of fake news and misinformation, the Prime Minister has said that your government wants to take reservation affirmative action from OBCs and give it to Muslims. Now, we've tried to talk about how the government order is from 1994. But today, I was told that, in fact, your government is in the process of taking more reservation from OBCs and giving it to Muslims. I'll hear it from you. What is the truth?
See, the Prime Minister of India is also happens to be the Minister for Misinformation and Fake News. He's got a lot of these gobels within his party, within his government, who amplify it. They are the ones who create these news, spread these news, amplify it, and make things. If you, just a couple of years back, if you saw Mr. Amit Shah's address to his party members, he said, look, we have 3.2 million WhatsApp groups, and कोई भी जो न्यूज़ है हम उसको कड़वा भी कर सकते हैं और स्वीट भी कर सकते हैं, सच भी कर सकते हैं, झूठ भी कर सकते हैं.
But set the record straight on this. What exactly is the truth?
No, there is nothing. No speak on. The government is not. There is no proposal in front of the government as such. If you remember the 2A issue that happened, there is a stay in the Supreme Court for that.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure where these things keep being pulled off from by the Prime Minister. Either he himself is forging documents in the Chief Minister's office, or he has some other source of looking into the future. As of now, as far as I know, there is absolutely no proposal of any sort with respect to reservation. The only reservation that was issue that was pending before the government was something that we have asked for an amendment for the central government with respect to the ceiling limit.
Okay, that's the 70%.
Yes,
yeah,
that's about it.
On the issue of Prajwal Revanna, of course, BJP has a lot to answer. Of course, JDS has a lot to answer. But the Congress party, could you have done more in protecting those women, giving them the courage to come forward and file complaints before their unblurred pictures and videos have now gone completely viral?
Firstly, it becomes very difficult for the government to control anything that goes viral from an individual's phone.
Yeah.
And the concept of going viral is it's not in anybody's hands. And if somebody had complained to us, or if the government, somebody had forwarded to any responsible officer saying this is the issue, I'm sure that we would have acted differently.
It has not come to notice till the scandal.
No, I mean, see, there was a lot of rumors during the elections, and quite, you know how elections are done. There are a lot of rumor mongering that goes on in every assembly. We have that against him, we have this case against him. There are a lot of misappropriation cases, there's a sex scandal propping up. So until and unless somebody comes up and says, look, this is the issue, and these are the papers, documents, this is the video evidence we have, how can the government take action?
Now that at least in 3 cases we've seen that it's assault, it's not consensual, it's not a scandal anymore, right? Will you make sure that if anybody wants to come forward, your government will give protection to them?
No, absolutely, it's our responsibility. We are not shying away from it. We have, as soon as we didn't have a complaint before. Everything was in the public domain, and nobody was coming forward, so we didn't know what was genuine, what was not. And the minute the National Commission, the State Commission for Women took it up, we ensured that SIT is...
The women are protected now? They've been
No,
given...
they're reaching out individually. They're telling them that we are there for you. The government is responsible for whatever investigation that needs to be done, and you need not fear. Ultimately, if it's non-consensual, it is the government's prime responsibility to protect the individuals. But more importantly, the question that we should be asking is, besides this horrific incident, is that BJP knew about everything. The Hole Narsipura BJP candidate wrote multiple letters, did a press conference, and urged the BJP leaders not to entertain Prajwal Revanna. And Mr. Kumaraswamy is on record saying that yes, BJP had some exceptions for his candidature, but they still went ahead and did it. That means they were in know of what was happening. And how is it that BJP is treating the Hubli incident different from the Hassan incident? Of course, the Hubli incident is extremely gruesome. It's unfortunate, but so is this.
You're talking about the Neha murder.
Yes. Yeah. So why aren't the BJP protesting to save the Hindu women? Why aren't they protecting to save the Mangal Sutras now?
In Neha's case, the father has alleged that it's love jihad. First, I want to know what you think of the very term love jihad.
Well, who am I to say? Mr. Amit Shah himself has given a statement in the parliament that there is no concept of love jihad. This is...
He said there are no cases under love jihad. Yeah.
The concept of love jihad itself, if you read the answer that has been provided in the Lok Sabha, if I'm not mistaken, it was asked by one of the Kerala MPs, and they have the Home Ministry themselves have clarified there is no concept like this, there are no cases like this, and nobody has come forward to do these things. So it's a concept floated by the RSS, which is being amplified by the BJP, and they use it whenever they want to for elections. So also, if you look at the statement of Neha's father, he also gave a statement later on saying that yes, I was under duress, I was under stress, and there were a lot of people coming in, but we have done, the government has done whatever it can and it should be doing within the framework.
I'm going to take that with a pinch of salt, because at the end of the day, he is a Congress worker, so he might have been under pressure to walk back on his accusations.
No, see, whatever, he's
Congress.
A father first.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that whatever any of the Congress leaders would try to say, I don't think. See, he was emotional. There was an outburst. He did make statements, right?
Yeah.
And we did. If it was our mistake, we were ready to amend it.
But could you have handled it better? Could you have handled it differently?
See, it's always hindsight. Everything could have been handled better. But it is something that we cannot anticipate, right? We cannot anticipate what happens in a college, what happens in people's personal lives. Of course, the parents did apparently talk to each other and try to resolve it, but it did not happen. And if you see a few weeks earlier also, there was the death of Prasanna,
yes,
where Pradeep went and...
this is the fourth murder just this year. Of stalkers attacking women. So
it's not a Hindu-Muslim
issue,
thing. Yes.
It's a law and order problem.
It's a social stigma, I would say. See, stalking is nothing, it's a psychological disorder.
Yeah.
So probably what we need to do as a government is to ensure that there's more awareness created in these ecosystems, the college ecosystems, the school ecosystems, on trying to be safe online, offline. It's not the question of love jihad over here. It's just trying to be safe.
Right. Last couple of questions. I want to know what your party stand on the very contentious issues of Pasmanda Muslims and Dalit Christians are, because they do not get any affirmative actions. So what's your party stand on that?
See, we are very clear that the real party that stands for everyone is Congress. Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas happens only here. And Sabka Vishwas bhi Congress party par hi hai. So our stand is, if you look at our manifesto, we are very clear on the people who are voiceless will be given political, social and economical space in our ecosystem itself, whether it's in the party or whether it's in the government, to ensure a better economic life for them, and more importantly, better social status for them. So bringing them into mainstream society is very important, and we are aware of it and we are working towards it.
As far as affirmative action and reservation is concerned, is there anything? Because right now, while the social stigma continues, they don't get the protection.
No, that's why we are insisting on the census as well, right? See, when was the last time we had a census in India? Isn't it supposed to happen every decade? Why isn't it happen? Because the minute the census happens, forget caste census, let's leave caste census.
When will that get published?
Let's let the caste census aside throughout India. Let's leave it at rest for now. Right now, if the census happens, we will get to know how socially and economically we have dropped in a decade. We will get to know how India's parameters in every vertical has hit the Marina Trench. That is the reason why they are not doing the census. Whereas the caste census, that is something that we have already put down in our manifesto. Yeah. We are bound by that, and we will ensure it is done scientifically and get create an equitable society for all.
My last question, there is one fake news, that misinformation that many in the Congress ecosystem are spreading against the BJP. Now, many of you are saying that if BJP comes back to power, they will withdraw the reservation given to the SC.
Why do you think it's fake news?
Well, because they haven't said so in the manifesto.
So
on what basis are we saying that?
What are the other things they have said in the manifesto that I don't remember?
No, but
in fact,
the basis
of
this
I'll tell you.
Yeah.
I can give you more than 20 instances where RSS has told that the constitution needs to be changed in the last 10 years. Okay. We have BJP MP candidates who are shouting from the rooftops, the reason why we need 400 seats is to change the constitution. Whether it's in MP, UP, Rajasthan, Karnataka. How many people have told? Anand Kumar Hegde has told, other people have told, and all of them are close to RSS, right? And when such shouting or from the rooftop happens when it comes to reservations, has Modi ji or Amit Shah ji or any of those G spoken?
Amit Shah has issued a statement. He said it's not the party's line.
When did he use it?
He's in the case of Anand Kumar Hegde. He said that this is not the party's
line. They issued a statement 3 days back when they realized that this narrative of Ab Ki Baar 400 Par is to change the constitution has seeped in North India. Has seeped. It's finding resonance among the people. That's when they've issued a clarification. Why can't they issue it right then and there? Mr. Anand Kumar Hegde or the likes of him have been saying it for how many years?
Right.
And you're rapping them on their knuckles when there's an election. Why didn't they do it the first time he said it? Why
it's
don't
not
they
in the
say
manifesto. So It's a bunch of
What does it
MPs
matter?
saying.
Yeah.
Is it political rhetoric?
Okay, let's say
Huh.
this thing. Let me just check with you on this one. So, women's reservation is something that they are very passionate about,
Yeah.
right? They put it in their manifesto. What does the Bangalore South MP have to say about women's reservation? I love everything about the BJP manifesto except the women's reservation. So they might be the most articulate, educated people in the BJP, but they still follow the Chaturvarna, they still follow the Manusmriti, they don't like the constitution. Yeah, Amit Malviya, I think the IT cell, the master of fake information news, he says that reservation should not be there. They're all deleting their old tweets now. Why? So, what is there in manifesto will not be done. What is not there in manifesto will be done.
I thank you for your time. I know you have a busy schedule. So thank you very much. And we'll, of course, get back to you after the results and see where you stand on issues. Yeah?
Sure. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
This election season, your right to choose puts you at the heart of it again.
We'd like to be your eyes and ears. Choose the journalism and media that serves democracy and you.
Simply log on to newslaundry.com/2024 election fund and choose an amount of your choice for the reports of your choice.